What is going on, guys? Greggles TV. This is a battle of the budget phones. This is the TCL 10L. This one goes for $250. That's right, $250 smartphone versus the iPhone SE 2020 for $399. Now you'll see a huge size difference between these two. You'll see that the iPhone has a display with 4.7 inches and the TCL one with a size of 6.5 inches. So very hugely sized different displays, you know, and then overall look to them. This is a metal backing, this has a plastic backing, but weight-wise, I mean, I would say the TCL probably is heavier, but still, it doesn't feel that much heavier versus this phone, even though it's a lot larger. You'll also see the fingerprint sensor is on the back, whereas on the iPhone, it's on the front. Also on the back of the cameras here, the iPhone only has one camera, whereas the TCL phone has 4 cameras, 2 flashes, and then only 1 flash on the iPhone. On the bottom of these phones, that's going to be where you have the charging ports and the speaker. This one only has a mono speaker. The iPhone has a stereo speaker. On the right-hand side is where you have your volume up and down and also the power button on the TCL phone. The iPhone on the right-hand side only has the power button. On the left-hand side is where you find volume up and down and also a mute switch. And on the left-hand side of the TCL phone, you have another button that acts as a smart button that you can control almost anything with. So, you know, press it once, it'll bring up, you know, my flashlight. And again, you can customize that. Double tap it, open your my camera, 1, 2, 3, and it will, you know, do something else. So you can customize all of that stuff. As for displays, I would say the iPhone gets brighter for sure. You can put this up all the way. But, you know, the TCL can definitely kind of hang in that department. But yeah, if you need a super bright display or a brighter display, you'll probably want to go with the iPhone. As for the just overall look of both displays, they both look pretty good. It's tough to tell, you know, which one I'd personally give it to. I guess just because of the brightness, because I'm a brightness guy, I like a brighter display. I would probably give it to the iPhone, again, just because of the display, but I do like a bigger display at the same time. So it's give and take. You know, when you're looking at stuff on here, you're probably gonna want a display that is, you know, larger and easier to see. So looking at websites or social media, it's obviously going to be a little bit easier to see on the bigger phone, which is the TCL phone. But again, maybe you want more portability in terms of not having to reach stuff on the phone, that, you know, then you'll go iPhone. But both displays do look good. But again, I'd have to give the edge to the overall better quality display to the iPhone. Processor wise, you're looking at 2 phones with basically completely different processors. The iPhone has an A13 processor, which can do basically anything you could possibly want at a very top range. If you're into gaming, if you're into, you know, just running around on your phone and doing whatever you want and not have it slow down or lag or do any of that stuff, it's going to do a fantastic job at it, and you're going to be very happy about it and very satisfied. Completely crazy, you know, fast phone. It's fantastic. So it literally has probably, you know, the fastest processor in it, the A13 processor, at least benchmark wise. And then this phone, the TCL 10L, has a Snapdragon 665, which is a budget processor, but it still runs fairly well. Does it run as smooth and as fluid as the iPhone? No, it doesn't. But you got to keep in mind, you're spending $150 less, and you have an operating system that can do more. This Android is almost like a computer at times in your hand with what it can do. It's a ton of stuff. So, you know, processor wise, iPhone takes it. Next up, let's check out a video. Same video exactly, 1, 2, 3. That way you can get a better idea of what these look like side by side, screen wise. And this is so much larger, 6.5 inch display. I can even pinch in and make it even way bigger. So you look at, if I put the iPhone in there, just edge to edge, it's not even at edge to edge, you have so much more on here. So watching movies or, you know, playing games, social media, all that stuff, you can just see how much larger. But also remember, it's easier to hold in your hand, but still it's a huge discrepancy size wise. Let's check out the speakers next on both of these. Remember, this one has a single firing speaker, so.
Very soon. XDA developers also
also found some animations of these in the app, the Galaxy wearable app. So again, it should be very, very soon when these are out. And the last story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. Now, the other day, I was talking about the 120 hertz display on the Galaxy Plus at 120 hertz because of the way they optimize the power usage and just the overall flow of information that they can push to the screen at a reasonably fast rate. Well, when I put out my videos, I also tweet out my videos, and so I can definitely tell the iPhone has a richer, deeper sound to it. But still, the loud that talked about volume-wise information about the Galaxy Fold 2 and the Galaxy Note. Guy that talked about so the iPhone's definitely richer, cleaner sound, but at the same time, volume-wise, I would still probably give it to the iPhone just a little bit louder. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty marginal at best, you know, in terms of the sound. I mean, the iPhone definitely is better, don't get me wrong, but would you want to pay $150 just for, like, you know, I don't know, slightly better speaker performance? Like I said in the beginning of this video, both of these phones have vastly different cameras. You have 4 cameras on the back here, you have 1 on the back. So let's do some selfies, let's take some close-ups of things and see which one looks better. I'll also do videos with both of these, and we'll decide again which one looks the best. What's up, everyone? Not even talking in my loudest voice, because one thing I noticed about the TCL 10L phone, unless they put out another update, is that the mic gets real hot. But this is what it looks and this is what it sounds like, is sometimes it'll, like, you know, bleed almost with the audio. So let me know if you think it looks and sounds good compared to the iPhone, which we're going to jump to right now. This is the iPhone right here, iPhone SE 2020. Look, sound, what do you guys think? Better, worse? Some other side notes to keep in mind is that the TCL 10L does not wirelessly charge. So if you want to use this on a wireless charger, you cannot. It only uses USB-C. One thing it has over the iPhone, it has a headphone jack. iPhone does not. So you can do Bluetooth headphones on here. You can do wired headphones with the headphone jack. And you can also do headphones if you have USB-C. You can do that. So it has 3 ways to listen to audio, whereas the iPhone does not have a headphone jack at all. It does come with headphones. You would plug them into the bottom here, kind of like USB-C, but they use Lightning. And it does obviously do Bluetooth as well. And then charging wise, iPhone can wirelessly charge as well as it can charge from the Lightning port. Unlocking your phone with the TCL phone, there you have a fingerprint sensor on the back here. If we put my index finger on there, it will unlock the phone. And it's fairly accurate. It works pretty well. It's pretty fast once it unlocks it. It also has face unlock. Now, this isn't secure face unlock, but you can it'll unlock your phone. So, like, you can't buy apps and stuff with it or use like Google Pay or anything like that, but it works really, really quickly. iPhone, the only way you can unlock the phone besides a code works on both of these, is with the fingerprint sensor, which it works pretty good. I wouldn't, you know, it's an old school thing they have on here, but it works, again, pretty well. As far as storage goes, they both come with base storage of 64 gigs of storage. Now, you can pay more and get up to a 256 gigabyte iPhone SE 2020, and on the TCL 10L, like I said, 64 gigs or up to 128. But the cool thing is, for a very, very reasonable price, you can also add in a micro SD card, which would go in the same spot as where your SIM card goes. And it gives you the ability to, you know, add additional storage up to 256 gigs of storage. So you can store your music, your movies, your photos, things like that on here to give you even additional storage for a very, very inexpensive price. Battery life wise, with both phones, you'll definitely get a full day's usage out of them. It just depends how you use it, but basically you're going to be in that 5 to 7 hour screen on time range with both phones. Maybe more, maybe less, depends what you're doing. If you're doing a lot of gaming, stuff like that, you're not going to get great battery life. Or if you're just doing basic stuff, checking the phone every so often, it'll definitely get you through the whole entire day. But yeah, as far as apps go, which kind of goes along with performance, if you are a big gamer and you want to game all the time and you want to game at the highest quality possible, get the iPhone. It has the A13 processor. It will just game overall better, smoother with higher end games, especially with higher end games. If you're just playing like little word games, either phone will do fine, or little jumping games like or crossing the road type games. It's either phone will do fine, but gaming, definitely the iPhone. As far as apps and things like that, it's tough because both of them have nice app stores. So just running basic apps like social media and stuff, especially the major social media apps, iPhone will probably run it better, just because even with iPhone just seems to run social media type apps better than Android anyway, just because the app makers cater to iPhone more than they do with Android. But still, I think you'll be happy with both in terms of app support. I like to show this off because iPhones currently anyway cannot do it, and that is run 2 apps at once. I'm in the Google Play Store on here, and I'm on a website over here. So you can't do that on an iPhone. You can do it on an iPad, but you can't do it on a regular iPhone. So it's pretty cool that you can do it on here. So you can watch a video, play a game, do whatever you pretty much want on the Android phone. All right, guys, so what do I think at this point? I think if you need a phone with a large display, get the TCL 10L. It's so large. If you need a phone with the ability to wireless charge, get the iPhone. If you need a phone with the best camera, I think they both do a decent job. The TCL definitely oversaturates the photos, which I don't mind all the time. I actually prefer that to the eye. I think a lot of people do naturally. But overall, both of them take very, very nice photos. If you want a phone with face unlock and the fingerprint sensor, TCL is your only option, because the iPhone can only unlock with the fingerprint sensor or a code. The same thing, this can do a code as well. If you're a big gamer and you want to game at the highest possible, get the iPhone, but this game will still be able to game. If you want something that's going to just last you for years and years and years and years to come, you're probably better off choosing the iPhone. But remember, everything that the iPhone wins at, the iPhone's also $150 more expensive than the TCL 10L. So it gets a little, if you put $150 more into this, you're looking at a $400 phone. It might be drastically different, or it might be a lot more improved. So there's things about both of these phones. Neither of these phones has 5G. They're both on LTE, which is perfectly fine with me. It helps with battery, and 5G is not everywhere. And also 5G isn't really a must-needed app, or a feature, I should say, on phones, at least yet, and probably for a foreseeable future as well. So whichever phone you decide to get, let me know in the comments down below. Obviously, dollar for dollar in terms of like what's the better overall phone, I would say the iPhone, but is it $150 better? That's the question. Probably not, unless you love iPhone. But yeah, this is a great little phone here, or big phone I should say. They both feel comfortable in your hand as well. So thanks for watching. See you down the road.